I have been wanting to do an update for my followers. I know it seems like I've been MIA. There's kind of a lot going on with the loss of an animal lately, and where I lived the last 10 years, I'm not living there now, but it's really tricky to get any kind of insurance. You have to drive 60 to 80 miles away to find a decent dentist because there weren't any here. And people that live here know that. So sitting out here on the pier now, I'm visiting a friend, and so I've got the video out here, and I didn't want to put it on me. I'm not really showered, and I had another broken tooth today. I was not happy about that. So maybe someday in my near future, somebody can recommend a good dentist. Talking more about the narcissist and that individual that we've all left behind that has not only narcissistic qualities but sociopathic as well as psychopathic for sure. You've probably seen some of those videos I've posted with Joe Navarro, who breaks that down. He actually lists, and I want to do a video on that at some point in the near future, and just rattle some of those off so you can get your checklist out and go, wow, okay, yeah, I'm seeing this person, and that 89 items off of this checklist of 125 checks out. So that, and was a designer, not a known designer, but in my early days, I started sewing at 6 years old and then making my own clothes at 10. I made anything and everything from bikinis to bell bottoms, which were all the rage then, and they are again now. Line jackets, dresses, my own prom dress, my own graduation dress, and then my sister, who was a few years behind me, hers. I'm working on some things that I don't want to do an additional channel because that's a little too much for me to manage. I'm not the most technologically up to speed person. So I wanted to say too, I had a little hesitation about how much time I wanted to put into this, the narcissistic and behavioral modification and all of that, because I've had like a 50-year psych background and I was a hypnotherapist long before I was an astrologer. So I've had about 60,000 hours I've put into my trade. So I really am a nerd about that, but I'm also very keen about keeping my energy level high. And I'm very, very aware that what we speak about is what we bring about. So for me to put a lot of focus on the negative things that have happened in my past that are really, really pretty far behind me now, I really had a debate on whether I wanted to stay on that mental frequency. I know that some of the things that I can share will help a lot of other people to get through some of those hardships that you're going through. So I am dedicated to do that. So I have to find a way to do it that I can keep the energy high, whether it's one of my greatest passions in life has always been music. Huge. I mean, huge. And I'm pretty knowledgeable too, musically, not on the scales or anything like that, and I don't play an instrument. My thoughts were maybe at the end of each post, I might post a link to an old favorite song or tune of mine, because some of the younger audience, will not be familiar with some of the music I post. And I am somebody who frequents those reaction music channels. There's some great ones, so I might post some of theirs too, or a link to it, just to end on a positive note, because that's really important to me. And again, my earlier passion, having been accepted into the finest school of design at 17, but coming from such a multi-broken family and not being able at 17 years old to afford the tuition. That many years ago, the tuition was nearly the cost of what it was to buy a small home. And at 17, I thought, well, how in the world am I going to come up with something like that? Because, I bought fabric on my babysitting money. I was the most popular babysitter, in my apartment complex, and helped kids with their math and science projects and taught them how to swim and stuff like that. But that's always been one of my passions, and that makes me happy. But you know, I'm an astrologer and have been for 35, going on 36 years, and a hypnotherapist for more than 40 years. So yes, I'm of the older generation. I just don't think I am. I'm unfortunately reminded of that each time I have to show my license or give my birth date. I'm like, that's not my birth date. The DMV made a typo. Anyhow, it is what it is. And the sun has got its last few seconds. And I don't want to run this too long, but I just wanted to put this out there so that the followers that I have, I think 163, something like that, kind of know where my mind is at and where and why I've had these gaps. There's other reason too, which I cannot talk about right now, but I will later. And I'll also say that, you know, I'm still between 2 and 3 different places. I still, after what happened, do not have an official landing pad of my own yet. So that's part of it. And there's a lot going on, but I just wanted to touch base with y'all and thank you for being there and hanging with me. And it looks like somebody's over there on that boat. Maybe he's gonna go out for a quick one. I don't know. Okay, so anyhow, just wanted to catch up with y'all, and I will be posting again really soon. I promise you. Bye.